Peter Bull here again from getintouchbooks.com. What I'd like to discuss today is about the teaching and understanding of mathematics. Now, a lot of people struggle with mathematics. A lot of people find after a while that they believe they can't do it. My research has shown that actually there are very few people who can't do mathematics. Pretty much everyone can if they're well taught and they approach it in the right way. So why is it badly taught, or what's happening in schools that's causing a lot of people to struggle with mathematics? Well, firstly, let us think about maths teachers. Maths teachers are very capable, and some of them are extremely good. In fact, most of them are extremely good. But the danger is those that are most qualified, those that have the best maths degrees, don't actually go into maths teaching. What they do is they go into the financial world, they go into engineering, science and technology. So of course schools grab those teachers, those mathematicians who decide to become teachers, and really look after them well, which is great. But although they're very good at maths, they might not actually be very good at teaching. You see, maths is one of those subjects that if you're very good at it, sometimes it's difficult to understand why other people can't do it. So that's a good reason why maths is sometimes badly taught. It's not the fault of the teachers, it's just simply that they don't always get into the mindset of the child who struggles with it. There are other reasons why maths is difficult for people. Some people kind of switch off maths at a certain age because they can't do it. You see, it is a building block subject. It's a subject that builds one thing upon another. So if you miss out or misunderstand in one element, it gets more difficult to do the other. For example, if you're not very good at addition, subtraction, multiplication and division, you're going to find algebra difficult or geometry difficult. So once you start at a very early stage learning good basic maths, theoretically that should help you right through. Doesn't always, but that's a good start. Another way you could think of it is that maths is a conceptual subject. I like to think of it as an art as well as a science, and it can be learnt in an artistic way. If you get someone like Escher, a very famous artist, he also had a very great mathematical brain. Another thing is the idea of vocabulary. You see, the trouble is mathematics, like every other subject, has its own language. It uses words like integer, it uses words like differential, and to a lot of people these words are not used in their general life. So when you're learning maths, it's a good idea to actually learn mathematical vocabulary at the same time. Get a good mathematical dictionary and learn the words, what they mean, because maths is partly language as well, mother tongue language. That's another thing I suggest. Make sure you've got a good vocabulary. Now, within the area of actual maths understanding, there's two elements. There's calculation ability and there's concept understanding. Now, concept understanding is understanding why you're doing something. The trouble is a lot of children learn maths without understanding why they're doing it. They just know that if you put that symbol there and do that to it, you'll get that result. Once people begin to understand the concept, it makes it easier for them to do the calculations. So another great thing is to encourage that. I would say also that if you're really struggling with maths, say for an exam, and you just can't cope with doing all the difficult bits, find a teacher or tutor who's empathetic towards you and get her or him to actually write out model answers for all the different exam papers for the institute from which you're taking the exam. So you want to get as many old exam papers as possible. Write them out in full with explanations. And then as a student, what you do, if you're not into maths, is you simply copy out the questions and answers over and over again. When you get to a point where you're stuck, ask the teacher that bit. Don't get overwhelmed with the whole thing. Just take it a little bit at a time. And by copying out the questions, you will get into the mindset of the person who set the exam. You'll get into the mindset of the marker and you'll do very well. It is not actually all that difficult. Most problems with maths is people are frightened of it because they don't understand it and it all looks like a lot of gobbledygook hieroglyphics. And to someone who doesn't understand it, that's what it is. But actually it's very logical and very simple. And we are all built to with the ability to count, and maths is just a complication of that. You see, maths basically has things called axioms, which are things that never change. They're like constants within the maths world. And that is something that is very interesting for people to use to build all their theories around, to build their equations and everything around. So the axioms are very simple. And actually all maths comes down to 9 numbers, really, at the end of the day. Adding, subtracting, multiplication, division. This is what maths is. It's arithmetic applied and arithmetic designed. Applied arithmetic or algebra is arithmetic that's given to unknown quantities, and designed or visual arithmetic is geometry, things like understanding shapes and things like that, shapes and spaces and so forth. So anyway, I hope that's been of use. If you would like to find out any more about maths, I am writing a simple maths book, how to get in touch with your maths skills, etc. And in the future, also please go to my blog at getintouchbooks.com, and I talk about maths as one of many subjects in that. So thank you very much for listening today, and I look forward to speaking to you soon. Bye.